a vision of wings cutting through the air, of data flowing like rivers, and of answers soaring where questions once drowned. So this is the Agrihawk 1.0. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, sorry. Thank you. So this is the Agrihawk 1.0. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle optimized for agricultural monitoring and flood management systems and disaster management systems. It is optimized for Kenya's heart. So it's more than just a vehicle. It's more than just flying. It's a harbinger of hope and a guardian of life. So we face a problem. Kenya specifically, the world at large, but for this case study, Kenya specifically. So floods, like the relentless deluge of last year, 2020, April 2024, which swept through 33 counties, tearing lives apart, displacing over 500,000 souls, cutting through 2,000 schools, swallowing roads and health facilities whole. So what's our solution? Our solution is a simple one. It's not exactly rocket science. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle that can perform tasks, uh, tasks that are defined for agricultural imaging and disaster management. So you would ask, why did we choose the rotorcraft as our solution? Well, an unmanned rotorcraft is a dynamic thing. It operates dynamically, goes to locations where you send it. You don't have to there doesn't have to be a pilot operating it manually. It's an autonomous vehicle because it's integrated with AI and machine learning. And it requires minimal space for landing and takeoff, which makes it perfect for those kinds of situations. So the design and methodology of this whole thing, well, we took a systems engineering approach, which we integrated subsystems from different fields. And so I'd say multispectral imaging, hyperspectral imaging, LiDAR, and AI. So the key features of this vehicle is a NACA 0012 airfoil that is designed for stability. And the performance targets are payload of 3 kgs and an endurance of half an hour and a range of 50 kilometers. So it's going to help farmers with large areas of land and also help de determine whether floods or other natural disasters are going to occur. So for the performance and testing, so currently we've done simulation, extensive simulation, where we've tested for hover, climb, and forward flight, which we used computational fluid dynamics and blade element theory and finite element analysis. We also used we used all of this. We used ANSYS Workbench for that. And for testing considerations, real life testing, we haven't done that yet. But when we have a working prototype, we'll do a field testing in flood-prone and agricultural areas, monitoring reliability and adaptability. So after all that considerations, we came up with this design. This is the CAD design, which we came up with for the rotorcraft UAV. And so the applications and impact of this specific vehicle. So for disaster management, it's going to have the capability of doing real-time flood monitoring and data collection, which will be supported by rapid response and situational awareness. For precision agriculture, we'll have crop monitoring and soil health assessment with integration with IoT for ground-based systems and satellite for visual imagery. Future prospects, we aim to enhance the sensor capabilities to make sure that it can be suitable for a wide range of applications. And so the conclusion is this UAV is more than just metal and code. It's a guardian of life and harbinger of hope. Together, we can change how we think and how we design strategies for flood mitigation, agricultural imaging, and using that data to ensure food security and disaster management. Thank you, and now I'm happy to take your questions.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah.
Great presentation. I just wanted to ask if you'd help me understand the use case for this.
Yeah.
Is it that is a rotorcraft? Is it rotorcraft?
Yeah.
Is it going to be? Is it when do you deploy it? Is it when you sense there's going to be a disaster, or I don't think that is clear to me.
Okay. So it is. Currently, we have other methods for testing for whether disasters are going to come, like satellite imaging and the ground-based IoTs. The problem with these two is satellite imaging can cover a wide range of area, but has low visibility, especially when there's clouds. And ground-based IoT sensors lack the aerial perspective of a UAV. So we combine these both, IoT, the three ones, IoT and satellite imaging in one vehicle. So when a disaster is about to strike, we can use it to monitor rising water levels, and for agriculture, we can use it to sense diseases. Like, for example, if a crop has a disease on it, most crops develop a different color shade from the rest of the crop where the disease has affected it. So we can use multispectral imaging for that. Yeah, and for disaster management, it's purely for situational awareness, so that you can make plans necessary, evacuate the people in danger, and give them a detailed overview of where they might find safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So do you plan to monetize this?
Well,
how?
Yes, I agree. I'll admit we've done the engineering part. We've only focused on the cool tech for now, but it's an evolving project, and we aim to collaborate with partners in finance and do economical feasibility for that. We understand it's a requirement, and we're going to collaborate with economists and come up with a feasible economic plan.
Okay, thank you.
Mine is a quick one.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this. But what's on my mind is, what are you doing with what already exists to be able to attend to the vision you have? When you tell me about imaging, and you talk about satellites, so
Yeah.
How are you using it now? There's some images you can get where you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
An extraordinary fee. So what are you able to use what things around you now to be able to prove or take a step in terms of another step in terms of your idea?
Yes. As I explained, currently the systems that exist for this kind of situational awareness and agricultural imaging are sensors, IoT sensors, ground-based sensors, and satellite imagery. Now, the problem with these two Let's start with satellite. Satellite offers a wide range of, a wide aperture of view. So you can view a bigger land, a bigger mass of land. The problem with it is it lacks the resolution that we're going to get with this rotorcraft, which will have hyperspectral imaging. Also, IoT is ground-based, so it lacks the aerial perspective of a UAV or satellite. So that's what you're combining with this. Hope I've answered you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lee. Yeah. I think we're done. Let's clap for Lee.
Thank you.
In my prime days back in Kenyatta University, when the rest were trying to be innovative, I tried to serve in the Congress. So I ended up being a politician. So you can call me Madam President.
Sorry.
Thank you. So next on stage we have Pamela Mwingi from University of Nairobi on digital transformation. Give it up for Pamela Mwingi.
Yes, Pamela could not make it. My name is Ayub, and I'll be representing the team today. I am the team lead at Amicus, and at Amicus we believe the friends talk. Because when we talk, great things happen. Unfortunately, over 60% of our brothers and sisters keep silent over the ordeal they've gone through. Over 60% of Kenyans who go through gender-based violence do not talk. Why do you think this is the case? Because of you and me. We victimize. We judge them harshly. And some of us still believe in customary laws and certain beliefs that works against the society. When we go online, it is 3 times the impact. It is permanent because the internet never forgets. A research conducted by the University of Nairobi on technology-facilitated gender-based violence indicate that this is a very, very critical problem at our universities. And that is the problem I want us to talk about today. Let me tell you the story of Wanjiru and Omosh. 3 years of good relationship, happy relationship, one day came to an end over a small disagreement. Omosh, being an AI expert, decided to pick one photo of Wanjiru Our platform secures and anonymizes your identity. In the technical world, it is known as public and private keys. So the public knows your public key. The private key is known only to you, but you exist. So that encryption comes with something called blockchain. So it anonymizes your data and makes sure that only the relevant person can actually access and process your information. So through our platform, we provide a platform where they can learn about GBV. And if you're a perpetrator, you know how the consequences, because no person was born a perpetrator of violence and no child was born a victim of violence. So both our platform caters for this. As a perpetrator, you need to know where to get help and the consequences of the choices you've made. Yeah. So when you come to sharing on the social media platform, you can actually go to Facebook on this organization where there's a discussion. When there is a lot of bullying in that platform, you shy away from it. Our platform makes sure that that space is safe. And then when it comes to reporting, it anonymizes and it allows you a channel to access an ecosystem that you can trust. Our traction, we've closed a contract with one NGO on a pilot basis because this is a very sensitive issue. Then we need to do some thorough testing. We have users on both WhatsApp and Facebook and are engaging. So we are testing the kind of messages and the kind of responses the chatbot is producing. 58.3%, a study says, done in Kibera, indicates that gender-based violence in Kibera visits gender-based violence survivors in Kibera. They visit WhatsApp and Facebook at least 3 times a week. That is the target market where we can ask them to talk. Our pricing model is that of 5 shillings per message. Our growth strategy, we started with Facebook. We are going to SMS to include beyond technology-facilitated gender-based violence. And we plan to work with groups. That is the team. Pamela has a lot of experience in CBO and NGO activity and user journeys on the process, bringing together psychologists. I am the tech guy, and we are building this with the trust in mind. Our competition, what makes us unique? Number one, we are adding legal context to the discussion between the survivor and the chatbot. Besides that, we are multi-channel, and we are providing a very safe, and our theory of change is if we allow only 3 people access to the real identity of this gender-based violence survivor, they'll be comfortable enough to talk. That is our projection. That is our financial projection. Based on that projection, we are estimating that within the next 5 years, we are going to have 5,000 app users because every single system, the CBOs and NGOs will ride on the platform. We are asking $50,000 to be able to build these mobile apps and expand the growth and let every person in that service delivery provide themselves to support our brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, join Amicus. Let's be friends for justice. Let's support our brothers and sisters. Today, you're a GBV potential. Tomorrow, you're a GBV survivor. Do something before becoming a GBV survivor. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your very articulated presentation. So who's your target market? Are you going to individuals directly, or are you using an aggregated approach?
Our target market is CBO, NGOs, and organizations that are hosting employees. So either you're an NGO or a CBO advocating on behalf of the GBV survivor, or you're a corporate hosting employees, because even your employees are potential for GBV and they need to have this discussion in line.
And who does the onboarding of the professionals on the platform?
The onboarding of the professional, when we approach a CBO and an NGO, they have an ecosystem. So it is through that channel. So outside there, it will exist at the NGO or CBO, the specific organization.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ayub, for your presentation. I'm curious about the 5 bob per message. Who is paying the 5 bob?
All right, so let me take you back slightly on what we've experienced on customer feedback. Our initial thought process was the users who are actually learning to pay the 5 bob, but that couldn't work. And based on the feedback we got from existing simulated users, because we've created, quote unquote, a simulation lab where we have a participant in each service delivery, it was agreed, and the feedback we got is the organization hosts this. But we are designing it in such a way that it's so simple, and we are doing it, once we set you up, all you need to do is buy credits. So when you buy credits, any user on your Facebook, any user on your WhatsApp, they can consume that credit. So moving forward is just credit. So it's the organization that buys credits.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's really interesting that we can have innovations around GBV. So next on stage we'll have Kuria Givinji from Strathmore University, and I'll ask the following to go backstage. That is Joy Mwende, Zitech University, Lukundu Okemba from JKUAT, and Shija Shilunga from Africa International University. So let's welcome on stage Kuria Givinji from Strathmore University on gaming and entertainment.
I think I'm in the light. Oh, sorry. Pardon my L's and R's. I think I need to mind my French. The same way, we need to mind the fact that the Kenyan education sector is poised with a very significant decision to embrace the power of AI for educational transformation and empowerment, or to be swept away by this digital transformation and never look back. This is where we as Turathi and edutainment application is poised to enable each and every learner in CBC schools age 6 to 13 to seize this opportunity for cultural appreciation and lifelong learning. And therefore, we need to look at the key factor that STEM subjects are taking up about 25% of learning hours in schools per week, while only non-STEM subjects are taking up 18%. So we see STEM subjects having a higher hand and eclipsing non-STEM education, with the rest being distributed among other trace subjects such as PPI and music and so forth. Therefore, Turathi fits into this and tries to enable all these cultural efforts. Another thing is that diverse cultural elements are technologically untapped. How many of you know that mokimo was actually the staple food of the Maasai before it became a Kikuyu delicacy? Yes, so you see now that's the issue we have. So this now Turathi is enabling us to make it very clear cut and enable all this to be known, which will help us mitigate SDG 4 and 10, ensuring quality education and lifelong learning. Again, we are going to try and reach 10 million learners in various CBC schools, and the only way we can do this is by first ensuring that we are getting accreditation from KICD. This will help show parents, teachers, and even learners themselves that Turathi is not only just a learning app, it's an experience, an authentic experience of various African cultures, and it's waiting out there for you to join it. We strongly encourage the learners themselves to transition to the premium plan where they can collaborate on various quizzes and not only do the static quizzes generated by Turathi. Turathi uses retrieval augmented generation, a tool which updates information recursively as new information comes up to it, and is very contextualized. We can customize it for various African communities. With our ask of about 15 million Kenya shillings, we will be able to ensure that we're able to market it clearly to various schools. So we'll be having various open days, various cultural festivals where the children themselves can get engaged in Turathi and ensuring that it's very clear for them and they can have a fun and engaging experience. We are borrowing from various companies, but the main thing that distinguishes Turathi and someone like Duolingo is that Duolingo is mainly focusing on language, not the experience of the learner. You're just mostly learning a language, grammatical features, and so forth, and therefore you're not able to clearly contextualize what a word like, if we take Mokimo or Ugali, is actually meaningful to the community from where it comes from. We partner with various institutions such as Scrabble Kenya, who hold various open days and various collaborations with high schools. So this enables them to reach various high schools, and then we can also reach high schools through it. And also Kenya at 50, a popular game that is reaching out to various players, we can also embed Turathi in that and ensure that the information brought out is very clear. We've been around for about 6 months, but we are ensuring Turathi's goals are reached to their entirety by forming a formidable team, commencing the training of the RAG model, and ensuring that we're able to capture that $7 million market, which is the edutainment market for the African space in the future. So here our learner is interested in knowing who a Sangoma is. Is he a witch doctor? Is he a medicine man? And it's very clear for them so that they see who African people are. We are not just an array of people spread out all over, but we have somewhere where we come from and things that we do. Related words also to this occupation of the Sangoma, and we see an image there that is very clear that enables the learner to visualize and see what they would like. Pesa. So the Kenyan shilling was not only the currency that we had, but initially we had currencies such as Likuta, and we're able to see how different communities traded. So barter trade was a very prevalent form of trade, and we're able to see how barter trade came to be. The characterization of the Nairobi hustle and bustle, a matatu. Where did this word come from? What does matatu actually mean? Where do we go from here? Is there another way we can express the Kenyan culture clearly? So you can even see the graffiti is very clear. And now the learner would also be interested in learning about various foods within the Kenyan and African space. So that has to be done scrambling the word, and the hint there is based on the origin of the word and also how it would look. The quiz is usually around 5 questions, which give the learner various challenges and various experiences of different foods within the African space. So it's not only a Kenyan experience, but it's also African experience. Methods of cooking food, braai. So it also links them with how foods are preserved, smoking, salting, sun drying. So that would be helpful for them. I think this one, mahue, I don't know. Oh, yeah, so now I learned. So when I'm unable to unscramble the word, it's fed back into the RAG model and it's presented for the learner in subsequent quizzes, something called half-life regression, which is a popular AI training tool. Pilau. Yeah, so you see we've missed, and the learner may also be interested in fashion. So we think about Vogue, haute couture, but we also have various fashionistas in the African space. So we're able to see also different fashion clothing and fashion senses within the African space. This one, I think this is Kikoi. Yeah, you can also help me. I'm not really good with the quiz. Fiku. This is one of the learners who was engaging in it. So yeah, this is even the last slide. Yeah. So I think this is Turathi. Turathi is heritage in Swahili. So we are preserving the heritages of different communities within the African space. Heritage is a very key factor for us. This should be Kaftan. Yeah, so, and then also we're looking to also put the kids in a space where they're able to, where they're able to battle different zombies, and then, because zombies are the West African ghosts, so we perceive them as the enemy of culture. So if they're able to achieve that, then for us, it's a bonus because we're able to see. He's using a Kalashnikov, which is a Russian AK-47. So now that's when we are now expanding into the global space. So different forms of weaponry. And the vehicle that he was in is a Kaspir, a South African armored vehicle. It's all about words, it's all about heritage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a question for you. Maybe first, so I can just understand. What is the, is it an education? I understand, I can see the gaming aspect, which I really like. But is this, where does one, so if I get onto the platform, where do I start? Do I say, I want to learn more about African foods, and then now you do a quiz for me, or what's the first step?
The first
the
step,
user, yeah.
Yeah, so on the web app, the first step is on the search query. So you can search for, we can take example, I want to learn about African foods. So it will give you a list, then you can quiz those words from the response. You can now quiz it for yourself. So the static quiz that we saw is just one of the quizzes there. But now those words which are generated from your response are put into a quiz format by the model.
Okay. So I think what I'm not understanding is if I'm trying to learn something, it means likely I do not know. So I get the gaming part, but I don't understand the learning part. How am I going to learn? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yes, I do understand. Yes. So potential upgrade we can do is hints. So like on the quiz, on the quiz part, instead of you unscrambling and struggling, you can maybe put it in a way that one letter is shown in the correct position. That's something we're working on.
Okay. And then now, how are you monetizing this?
Yes, so for the learners, we encourage them and the parents or the guardians to subscribe for $10 per learner per quarter. So it's billed quarterly because it's also going to be embedded into the school's curriculum.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I really enjoyed the scrambled words part. I don't know how to ask this not sound like I'm shooting you down with the guy on the screen shooting people. First, this that age sets that you set for your application solution, this might not be appropriate.
Yes. Thank you.
Maybe a quick question. If I'm the parent of the 6 to 13-year-old, how will you reach me, and what will you tell me this application solves?
Sorry, can you repeat?
If I, as the parent of the 6 to 13-year-old,
Yes.
how will you reach me with this solution? Maybe answer that question.
As a parent of the child?
Yes.
Okay, so your child needs to pass social studies. And social studies encompasses physical features. It encompasses communities, where they've come from, River Lake Nilotes, the Cushitic speakers. Social studies encompasses arms of government. Social studies encompasses trade. Social studies encompasses agriculture. All this is embedded in Turathi through picking specific elements from each of these subtopics. So from agriculture, we pick different plants, and not just plants we know, even plants who have Latinized names, plants who have specific African names, like there's a plant in Kikuyu we call mweri. So mweri is a cypress tree. So we put all this and now present it to the parents. So your child is learning language, but it's not like put on them directly that your child is going to learn language. It's just how do I say it, assumed or very subtle. And the main thing we're looking at is gamification and contextualization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Korea Givinji. Next on stage, we have Joy Mwende from Zitech University on digital transformation. Let's clap for Joy Mwende.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Joy Ireri from Zitech University, taking computer science, and I am so excited to introduce to us or about Tugawe feedback. This is an early stage startup that is reinventing customer feedback for the hospitality industries through payment integrations and AI automations. I have a friend called James, and he is a hotel owner in Nairobi County. And apparently, right now, he's facing some challenges, such as unable to know the right thing that the customers need for his restaurant. He has a very bad reputation due to negative online reviews, and he does not know on exactly where to improve. Equally, he's losing his frequent customers. And like James, a lot of people are facing such type of challenges. I mean, a lot of businesses are facing such type of challenges, and they are unable to correct or rather to get enough resources or rather to get more revenue for themselves. Now, that's where Tugawe feedback comes in. We automate customer feedback through WhatsApp once a customer makes a payment or rather a transaction using Lipa na M-Pesa, and we ask them to provide their feedback on their experiences. And our key features to this is 1, automated feedback collection, AI-powered chatbot, real-time insights and reporting, and equally targeted marketing opportunities. On our competitor analysis, what really makes us stand out from our competitors is the fact that we have integration with mobile money, and in this scenario, we are having a Lipa na M-Pesa. On our value chain, well, this is how it happens. A customer gets to pay via Lipa na M-Pesa, then the message gets into the restaurants, into the restaurants. Then the message gets into the restaurants, and equally after they get the feed. Okay, sorry. Allow me to show you the whole process. Okay, so a customer gets to pay via Lipa na M-Pesa, then they get an automatic message via the WhatsApp asking them to provide their feedbacks. When they get to provide their feedbacks, we get to categorize the data and get the insights, which we now send to the restaurant owners. And from the insight, the restaurants are able to make more insights and to get to improve on the services that they are providing. Equally, they are able to make targeted marketing opportunities, such as maybe referrals. On the market opportunities, there are 18.37 million people living in urban areas, and the annual rate growth is at 3.75%. Now, let's look at the hospitality industry. There are over 700,000 number of restaurants, and this includes the mid-sized restaurants, the mid-sized restaurants, the eateries, and the hotels. Now, out of these mid-sized restaurants, let's get approximation of 10% of the mid-sized, 10% out of now these whole establishments. We get to have 70,000 mid-sized restaurants. Out of the 10,000, out of the 70,000 mid-sized restaurants, with an adoption rate of 5%, we get to have 3,500 businesses that are likely to subscribe to our solution. Now, out of these, let's assume each business has 100 customers. This leads us to having 25.26 million Kenyan shillings per month. And what is really driving to this opportunity is the fact that 90% of the urban households are currently using, or rather they are adopting to using mobile payments such as Lipa na M-Pesa. How are we going to make our profit? We are charging 2.5 Kenyan shillings per month per customer engagements. And out of the customer engagements, assuming we continue using the 3,500 businesses, we are going to get 10.5 million engagements. Now, this leads us to a revenue. This leads us to a revenue projection of 26.25 million Kenyan shillings per month, right? Allow me to show you, we equally have the fixed costs that goes for 30,000 Kenyan shillings, and this contains the hosting domain and the maintenance of the platform. We're equally looking forward to having add-ons, platform features, premium features that are going to cost us 1,000, that are going to cost the businesses 1,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, out of the calculations, we're going to have the total monthly projections, whereby we have the profit at 20, where we're going to have first the revenue at 28 million Kenyan shillings, that is pre-tax. And the cost is going to be at 7.194 million Kenyan shillings per month, right? And then the profit margin is going to be at 74.3%. We equally have variable costs due to the WhatsApp API integrations. How is our traction? Initially, we started this with QR-coded table codes, but due to low adoption rates of the old customers, we got into Lipa na M-Pesa, now the mobile M-Pesa integrations. And we've started engaging different restaurants around the campus, and the conversations are ongoing. And equally, we are looking forward to scaling this into having more business analytics, and equally getting to integrate more payment integrations such as Airtel. Meet our team. We have different expertise. We have expertise in UI, UX, product management, data analysis and research. We have expertise in cybersecurity, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And we are asking for a pool of 5 million Kenyan shillings, whereby we are going to use 40%, which is 2 million Kenyan shillings for development and analysis. We're equally going to use 30% for customer acquisition, acquiring and marketing strategies. We're equally going to use the 20% that we get for team expansion, and we are going to use 10%, which is approximately 500,000 for hosting, WhatsApp hosting domains, or rather operation cost, yes. And thank you.
Thank you, Joy, for your presentation. Just a question: do you have an active, live product currently running that you're testing?
Yes, we have an MVP.
Okay. Are you piloting with anyone at the moment?
Pardon?
Have you started the pilot with any restaurants?
Yes, we have for 2 restaurants around our campus, and yeah, it's successful.
What kind of, how many transactions per month so far?
Pardon?
How many transactions are you seeing on your platform from them so far?
Allow me to turn this question to my teammates. They are here with me. Please, Brian.
Okay.
Good evening. We'd love to say that we just started. This is very early stage, and we're still starting with restaurants like nearby. One restaurant is we're prototyping with is the restaurant within the school premises, and one just immediately outside. So this is very early on.
Okay, then one more question. Are you aware, Do you know of a company called Ajua?
Sorry?
Do you know of a company called Ajua?
No, we do not.
I would recommend you check them out. They do something similar, especially via SMS, and to give you some thoughts around possibly your business model and how to look at the business as well. They've been there for 10, 15 years so far. Yeah. So they are your competition. All right. Thanks.
So Joy, you did very well to present. So thank you for even in the midst of, you managed to present very well. It was clear.
Thank you.
Maybe mine is a quick question. So if I am not making payment via M-Pesa, that means I don't have an opportunity to give you feedback. Is that correct?
Yes, as at now, we are focusing on the WhatsApp, and we are looking forward to scaling this to now using the messages, where we are going to have now STK push.
All right.
Yeah.
And so what typically my experience is, if I'll experience a service that I need to experience, whether it's I'm eating something or I'm making a payment or I'm on a phone call, and then I do not go into giving feedback. If you ask me to give feedback, I will escape. So what is a way that you think that you can motivate the consumer to participate in giving feedback?
We have, when you get to maybe a restaurant, we have the staff right there. So we are equally looking forward to telling them about this system, whereby they are going to prompt you, or rather to ask you, to request you if you can make your feedback. But if you're not okay with that, it's totally fine. If you're not okay with giving the feedback, because it's an option, or yeah.
All right, thank you, Joy. Let's clap for Joy. So I'll ask, this is a team from, oh my God, Mwele Obamas, Wafula from Baraton University, to proceed backstage. On stage, next on stage, we have Lukundo Okemba Odhiambo from Jomo Kenyatta University on climate action and green energy. Let's clap for Lukundo.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Lukundo Okemba from the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Here today to represent my team, including Jeffrey Gishuru, GDRAF, and myself. And we made a smart bin, a sustainable approach to waste management. Yeah. So we didn't have to look far to get inspiration for our smart bin, as we observed poor waste segregation right from home and in school. Everything ended up in the same bin. Yep. So we seek to revolutionize how we manage our trash by leveraging technology and sustainable practices to reduce the amount of waste that will end up in the landfill. Effective waste management culminates in reuse, recycling, and reduction of waste materials that end up in the landfill. With this approach, we are able to generate cost-effective materials and reduce pollution, also while conserving energy and resources. As you can see, the man in the figure is in Dandora dump site, where a lot of recyclable trash ends up just because we mix our trash. A study by the World Bank in 2021 showed that for our three major cities, Nairobi, Kisumu and Mombasa, they generate more than 10,000 tons of trash each day. So 20% of which is plastic. But in Nairobi, only 18% of this plastic is recycled. The rest ending up in the dump site. This is far from ideal. When we mix our trash, we contaminate the recyclable materials, also increase the cost of sorting for the recyclers. Hence, recyclers are disincentivized to recycle. So we decided to develop a system that can be able to sort this trash autonomously to counter this challenge that recyclers face. So some of the features include a machine learning model and integrated sensors, which together we achieve autonomous sorting. So this is a video of some of the bin operations. So as you can see, the bin starts by setting itself, and then it launches the camera with which we can be able to detect different types of trash within the bin. So that is like a metal ring. So it is detected and then deposited in the bin at the farmost right. So trash enters through the hopper and then it is deposited on the bin at the end. So it does this searching through the bin for all the types of trash that are within it. And then after it is done, it waits now for more trash. Yeah. Yeah, so the red bin is the plastic bin. Yeah. What's next for smart bin? We purpose to, with proper funding, to achieve a fully functional bin such that it can be commercially viable and be placed in public places by the end of this year. We also seek to partner with key stakeholders such as manufacturers, institutions, and recyclers. So by working together, we can be able to streamline our waste management practices and also to educate the public and spread the word of the benefits of proper recycling. We also seek to one day be able to manage the massive amount of trash that we generate by industrialization. This ensures that we will achieve a circular economy where most of the trash that we generate is able to make new items. In conclusion, resources are limited, but needs are many. This necessitates us to find a balance such that our way of life is sustainable and to reduce borrowing from our future. Together, we can create a cleaner, greener future where proper, responsible waste segregation is the norm. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. And I just want to commend you on is that your prototype?
Yeah, this
Or
is
your
our
model?
prototype, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really well done. Looks sturdy and commendable. I'm wondering, is it functional?
Yes, it is functional, though we have not fully developed it. For example, we have not developed maybe like a human-machine interface where like normal humans can interact with the bin, but we are yet to do that. We started late last year, so we are still working on that, but these are some of the improvements we seek to achieve by the end of this year.
The idea behind it is very good. Just wondering about the practicality of it. So does that mean that you will produce these beans and have them distributed across the country?
Yes, so we seek to partner with, let's say, recyclers, especially as this bin will help them do their work. Their major challenge is sorting the waste and getting uncontaminated waste. So if we sort the trash where it's being generated, we reduce contamination and reduce the amount of sorting they need to do. So this results in higher profit margins for them, and now they can also now market our bin to their customers, such that maybe even one day, let's say, if an organization like our school uses these bins, the recyclers can maybe even just come and pick the trash for free without any cost, as they know they are going to make profit from it.
Okay, so who is your customer?
Yes, our customer is majorly institutions. We want to target schools. We want to target, let's say, hospitals, restaurants, and maybe offices, somewhere where we can customize the bins based on their needs, and where the bins can be well maintained. So that's our target customer.
Who's your competition? Have you checked who's currently offering something similar, and
yes,
how do you differentiate yourself from them?
So, okay, currently in the country, I wouldn't say we have any competition because most of the sorting that they do is manual. But out there, we have products like Bin E, which only accept one item of trash at a time. So our bin, we are designing it with the idea where we have a hopper system that can accept multiple items of trash. So if you have maybe multiple items of trash, you can just dump them. You don't need to dump one at a time, waiting for it to sort and then dump another one. So it has a system, a singulation system where the trash, even if there are multiple items, it can be able to separate them.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I have just one quick question. And thank you so much for your presentation and for all the work you've put in creating the prototype. So the trained machine learning model, how have you trained it? Can it read all different types,
Yes.
or are you keeping on training?
So for our bin, we wanted just to prove the concept that it is achievable.
Okay.
So we only created a model that can only handle 4 types of trash: organic, plastic, metal, and paper. But we have data for, let's say, like glass and even electronics, with which we can be able now to train models that can achieve even maybe higher levels of segregation. So we also are looking forward in the future to be able to even sort among even the different kind of plastics. As we know, you can't just recycle all the plastics together. We have different types of plastics, and you have to separate them. So we have methods such as infrared spectroscopy, with which we can be able now to identify this is PET, this is PP, this is ABS. So that way we can be able now even to achieve like a higher quality of sorting. Yeah.
Okay, so if I throw, as an example, if I throw a plastic cup,
Yeah.
With a wooden lid, and it has porridge inside, as an example,
Yeah.
where does that go? Or do I have to remove the cup? Or what? How have you trained the machine? And I know it's not easy, but
Yeah. So
where will it go?
Currently, okay, we know that we can't really understand how models really work, but for now, I guess like it will check on what is the largest quantity of material. So if it sees that it's more plastic than metal, it will probably
go to the
detect.
plastic side.
But at the same time, the image on the right is not a bit clear, but it might be able also to detect multiple items even if they are close together.
Okay.
So it might be able to see that this one has more items, like more materials.
Thank you very much.
Maybe just a quick one. Have you had a real life engagement with manufacturers or the recyclers to see the value that this would add to them? Have you had that conversation?
Yes.
And what does it look like?
No, we haven't done that yet. That one is one of the next steps that we are trying to achieve. Yeah, so not yet, but we are seeking to do that together with the developing a new model this year with proper funding. Yes.
Thank you so much, Lukundo.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Lukundo. Let's clap for Lukundo. Next on stage, we'll have Shija Shilunga Lucas from Africa International University on climate action and green energy. Shija Shilunga, welcome. A clap for Shija. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yeah. A typical African from Africa International University. I'm Shija Shilunga Lucas, and I want to talk about harvesting industrial waste gas emission, reducing greenhouse gases for sustainable production, and climate change mitigation. We envision developing a system of harvesting industrial waste gas emissions, converting them into usable byproducts like liquid nitrogen and liquid carbon dioxide, which are of tremendous importance in the present world. And you will agree with me that the ever-increasing concentration of atmospheric greenhouse gases calls for a deliberate intervention. And this is because these greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, significantly affect human life as well as the ecosystem. The gas also play a significant role in ozone layer destruction, leading to the devastating effect of climate change experienced worldwide. So if no deliberate measures are taken, then the current situation is likely to increase and affect a significant world population, causing potential economic loss and environmental pollution. And you will agree with me that if no actions are taken, as the forecast report by the United Nations, so more than 140 million people in the sub-Saharan Africa, Latin America, South Asia will be forced to migrate within their regions by 2050. But again, the trading economics report that carbon dioxide emission in Kenya have increased to 21,530 kiloton in 2022 from 20,930 kiloton in 2021. So the average has increased from 1960 until 2022, reaching to an all-time of 22,980.79 kiloton in 2019. With this situation, is there any hope? Yes. If a system of harvesting industrial waste gas emission is developed, and as you see on the screen, how the system will be. So the chimney releasing the industrial waste will be connected with a pipe, and this pipe a longer distance will put a nano-permeable membrane. So we want to say is the nanotechnology to allow only the gases that we target to harvest, that is carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and nitrogen gas. So in the system, the emissions, when they are, the gases when they are emitted, will harvest them, then they will pass through the nano permeable membrane. Then with nanotechnology, it is possible to capture only the targeted gas. We'll harvest them. After harvesting them, they will undergo cryogenic distillation, which works under low temperature and high pressure. This allows carbon dioxide to condense into liquid. So then, with such a project, if a technical failure can happen, for instance, leaking of the storage gases, it can lead to environmental side effects. So establishing natural reservoirs, like planting trees as a carbon dioxide sequestration strategy, is our mitigation strategy. Yeah, solid food is for those who are mature, who through training have the skills to recognize the difference between the right and evil. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation. So how much does how much would it cost to build your system?
Actually, the system is super expensive, and currently we want to say is doing research to know exactly what it will take. Yeah, because we want to go first through studying how the nanoparticle will be incorporated into the pipe, because nanoparticles, they are sensitive to temperature. And mind you, when the gases are being emitted, they have a high temperature. So we need to develop a cooling system under the pipe before they reach the nanoparticle, the nanomembrane. So we need to do some researches first before we can tell how much it will cost.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. So what you're saying is that you're yet to test the viability of the idea or the
Yes.
feasibility of the idea.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. We started the day very presidential, and it looks like we're going international, because next on stage is Mil Overmars. As we welcome him to stage, he'll tell us why his other name is Wafula. So welcome Mil Overmars, all the way from University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Meule Overmasofula. I am here with my team to present on Mando Chop Chop. I will start by saying, how many of you do shopping? Almost everyone here does shopping. And normally, the experience of shopping is usually more enjoyed by when person is doing on one-on-one interaction with the shopping. But imagine a busy evening where we have, maybe you are going to a supermarket. Let's take an instance of Naivas. You're going to the supermarket, and take an instance whereby we are having a flooded event. Let me take a sample of what is happening right now in Naivasha. We are having a safari rally that's going on. Most of our shopping will be flooded. Imagine shopping, having that experience. Then, at the end of it all, when you are checking out, what is usually our reaction? I will leave that as food of thought. Now, imagine what if you never had like a time to line again. What if you could just check out without even going to the checkout place? But what's really the problem? The problem is the time wasted that we experience, the time that we take in terms of shopping, after shopping, and now you're going to the checkout point. The human resource whereby when the retailers or the supermarkets are trying to extend, they look to gain more human resource, and the customer dissatisfaction whereby after shopping, the reaction that I told you, food of thought. Now, but Mkiondo brings a solution. Imagine where you can scan as a shop. Imagine not scanning. You drop, scan seamlessly, mindlessly.
Fully mobile and frictionless, whereby customers will move freely and leave the store without queuing. These are our impact and alignment with the SDGs.
Now, we'll go to our call to action. Mkiondo is having steps that is taking the retailers to the next level, building and pilot MVP with one of the big brand retailers, source of partners from stakeholders, building production on the pipeline. Why does this matter? This will reduce the checkout line, increasing sales, and improve the customer's experience. Our solution tackles an untapped market opportunity in Kenya's retail sector. This is an opportunity to redefine how shopping works in Africa, not only Kenya. How can you support us? Retail partnership, whereby we are looking on partnering with stakeholders in the retail industry, funding for mass production and deployment, industry experts to advise on some technical limitations. The ask, we're asking for 500,000 USD to build a subdivision of hardware development, software development, and market development and promotion. This is a team. We believe in the team. I, Meulo Afula, working on the finance, Mighty Dolphin, working on the software, Paulo Ekesa, working on the software and hardware electronics. We have supervisors who work with us one-on-one. We have Dr. Jay Dabuga, who is our mentor. We have Engineer Joseph Washira, who is here, supervising on the electronics and the IoTs. And we have Mr. Okoli, who is our general supervisor and our mentor. Mando Chop Chop for Africa by Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. A couple of questions. First one is your MVP ready or is that still in development?
Hope you can hear me. So my name is Paulo Ekesa. We are still building our MVP. We still have some few issues to iron out, specifically issues to deal with the interference with the products that are currently on the shelf. Our cart tends to capture those products or as you pass through the shelves. So that's what we're trying to.
What technology are you using to read the items? Is it are you scanning the code or is it NFC? What?
No, we're using RFID.
Okay.
But we also have we also have NFC in terms of payments. We have both NFC and SDK when doing payments.
Okay, and you talked about hardware. When I look at it, you're more of a software innovation. Hardware you can source from different people. So are you looking at also selling the hardware as well, or what's the model that you're looking at?
Okay, so the thing is, Mkiondo is generally not really a software product. Basically, what we are doing, we are building a tool that can help you scan. So as you drop a product on the cart, it actually automatically picks it up. So you have the software that you can integrate with the ERP so that you can pay.
Exactly.
Yes. But then you have the hardware that now enables you to scan, checks the security, checks all that.
Okay. I mean, when the MVP is ready, it will be interesting to look at.
The MVP is not yet ready.
I'm saying when it is ready, it will be good to see. So I look forward to seeing that. But again, just look at what Carrefour has done. Yeah, I think just good. Try and go a bit deeper on that. It will guide you on how you decide to go.
Yeah. So can I say something on that?
Yeah, sure.
So basically, when we were doing research on this issue, we realized that part of what Carrefour had done, they have created a checkout station. Now, checkout stations tend to be a bit faster than normal manned checkout stations. But the problem is you still have to line up. So what we thought was like, what if you just have that checkout directly on your cart? You pick a product, check out directly, walk out. So that was sort of the idea.
The reason I'm telling you to check Carrefour is they have a service called Scan and Go, and they are using a closed user group to test it. So specific people based on your spend have been selected and it's been enabled on the Carrefour app, meaning I can go and scan and it populates everything, and I pay and I walk out. I don't need to go to the checkout counter for self-checkout. I do it all on my phone. So that's why I'm saying just go a bit deeper on that. Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, when you were presenting, I was just actually thinking about the Amazon just walkouts stores. Is that the idea you have? Is that similar to what you have?
So basically, that's similar. The only challenge that also Amazon has been facing has been the technology itself is extremely expensive. Amazon uses a variation of LiDAR, normal LiDAR cameras, and barcode scanners to handle their technological workforce, which is extremely expensive for most, especially Kenyan retailers. So it's a bit hard to adopt. So we're looking for something that's a bit more affordable to a normal Kenyan retailer.
Okay, so similar to what my colleague Eric has said, from what you said, from what your colleague presented, sounds like you are looking to also sell the carts themselves, not just the hardware in terms of this, the equipment, the scanners.
So basically, the scanners will be integrated directly on the cart.
So are you? So my question is, would you be selling the carts as well, or you just? So you have the cart, you have the scanner, and as well the software.
Yeah. So the scanner and the cart will just be one package.
So the suggestion is you're looking to make this affordable, right? Just what Eric said. Just look at what Carrefour is doing. That's a much simpler way to get to where you want to go. It's a good idea, and for sure, most people don't enjoy going to the supermarket to queue. It's a waste of time. But thank you. I think 500,000 ask is very high for your initial, just to get it to even the prototype. Okay, that's why the recommendations. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All the best.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team. Let's clap for them. And so we've come to the end of our session today. And I'd like to invite Yvonne Jerry to give closing remarks, and then we'll invite George Masila to close the session for us. Thank you for sitting in this room, and have a nice evening. Clap for me. Another clap for me.
All right, thank you, Anna. Good evening, everybody. I see we have reduced drastically numbers, but thank you for hanging on. And we just want to say thank you from all of us for going through the day, sharing your innovations, and listening into our feedback. I don't know if any of the judges has anything, like any parting shots to share. If you do, just feel free to say it.
Just like to tell all the participants, congratulations. It takes determination and commitment to see this through. And I wish them all the best and looking forward to the progress on their ideas and innovations. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Eric. Anyone else?
Just wanted to say thank you to all the presenters who have taken time to share their ideas, and also the team that was working with them, including their supervisors, the the lecturers who have also supported them by coming in. And I really liked the flow. You could see the flow was well thought out for most, if not all, the presentations. So there was a categorical flow that helped us. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Right, thank you, May.
Yeah, I'll just add, it's a privilege to be amongst the good minds that are in the room that I've shared. So thank you for that opportunity. Maybe two things I'd add is even while we're looking at the technology or the innovation side of things, let us put our eyes also on the business side of it. Who will buy it? Why will they buy it? To be very clear about what the business side of it looks like, at how much will I offer it, so that we're not, while we work on the innovation, we're actually working on how do we put this in the hands of consumers. I think maybe a second thing I would add is let's keep learning. There's some of the innovations where we know that competition is there. What are competition doing right? What are they doing wrong? And so that we can find the gaps. So we keep learning, we keep looking, whether it's locally or globally, we keep learning. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, judges, for that feedback. I hope it's been a good session today. Yes? All right, and I think we can clap for ourselves for being good presenters. That's the innovators. All right, let me hand over to George to close the session for us. Thank you.
All right, so good evening. Good evening. Yeah, I know glucose levels down, audience, chini, but I think it's been a wonderful day. It's been an amazing day. I want to thank you so much for being a great audience, number one. I want to thank the few of us who are still in the room for being patient with this whole process. For the team that accompanied the innovators, thank you so much. For the team that was pitching, thank you so much. To our wonderful judges, I think you have to clap for the judges. Huh? They are the only people in this room who have to listen in and focus and concentrate the whole day. Some of us were stepping in, stepping out, but they had to focus for the whole day. So thank you so much, judges. And I don't know what should happen, but you have been playing the role of a judge, but you've also played the role of trying to guide and mentor along the way. So I would also want to appreciate you for that. So to the innovators who are still here, you will definitely get communication about the next steps. That is something that is supposed to come on email. So expect to hear from the Kenya National Innovation Agency on the next steps. So that's number one. Number two, in case you have not checked out, for those who are staying around, please ensure you do so and get clearance from Davis Orina and the team that is working with. And for purposes of ensuring that everyone feels happy, tea will still be served at the same venue, that is at the pool area. So please, msiseme tuliwanyima chai at the last day, tea is still available. So I know special thank you to the team from the Kenya National Innovation Agency. For those of us who are in the room, tafadhali, let's clap for them for the amazing work that you've all done. From all those who've been emceeing and moderating the different sessions, to the team that has been coordinating to ensure that the innovators are able to come on stage and pitch accordingly. Thank you so much. To the team that has been working for the longest, together with Samuel, to prepare for this, even making out the call for innovations and everything, till this far, we really appreciate. Let's clap for them. That's special. So as we go home, I wish you safe travels. Ensure you get home if you want to. That's why I said if you want to, because I know there is the safari rally happening. Some of you walisema wameendea maziwa kajipata Naivasha. We hope mutafika nyumbani. So I'm wishing you nothing but the best and safe travels. And often easily forgotten is the team that helps us do all this amazing work. So for the technical team, I want us to clap for them as well. And thank you for your resilience throughout the whole period. You've done amazing work to get content for us, to have this going out to the general public, and to also set all this. So thank you so much. So now I want to invite a volunteer to pray for us as we close. So anyone who wants to pray for us? Ian, did you raise your hand? You raised your hand, eh? Okay.
Masila. And so we hey, even though mlikuwa mnasikia mkisimama hapa. Anyway, so let us pray like the Lord taught us. So, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins. But deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you. There's no better prayer than that. Straight from the Lord himself. So Ian, you are the Lord of? Anyway, thank you so much. So you can leave at your own pleasure. See you when we see you.
Some days you feel like the world is on fire.